The Tennessee Titans rumble their way to Indianapolis this week to get it on with the Colts, who have a little swagger to their walk these days, that being especially true of Carson Wentz.
It is Wentz who takes it in himself.
Wentz battled through a rainstorm last week, still threw 2 TDs without getting picked, putting up a 100-plus rating, which makes 4 of those in a row.
It's Mo Alley Cox for the touchdown.
The last time he was under 100, Week 3 against the Titans.
Hit from behind, and he is sacked.
He has looked much better since then, and he looks Michael Pittman Jr.'s way the most, and last week that paid off big.
Wentz is able to step up, avoid the rush, throws deep downfield, and hauling it in at the 20-yard line.
Sacks aren't quite as much an issue either. Wentz is getting taken down in the average range, like 2 per game.
Escapes and throws it right into the arms of Alshire.
But that's a lot fewer than he took last year, and he's not forcing things, just 1 pick, 11 TDs thrown.
Finds the open guy, and this time it's Pittman.
He takes on a Titans defense that comes in puffing its chest. They make a 1-yard stop to win the game 1 week.
Now it leans forward, and I don't think he got there.
And then follow it up by dominating Patrick Mahomes the next week, rating under 65, no TDs, a pick, held him under 6 yards per attempt.
Buying time, throws, tried to force it in. Off the bounce, Tennessee has got it.
Their pass rush was all over him.
Mahomes engulfed.
Harold Landry is playing out of his mind right now.
Rush coming. Dumped.
Now, over the course of the season, they have not played the pass as well as last week.
Back of the end zone, it's caught.
However, their other good showing against it was when they faced Wentz the first time.
Over the middle, and it is dropped.
But they didn't handle Jonathan Taylor great in that game.
Jonathan Taylor with a big run out to the 42-yard line.
And Taylor has caught a little fuego since then too. 3 of his last 4 games are 100-plus yard games.
And he moves in untouched.
That, of course, signals the king, who was actually a little more Fresh Prince of Bel-Air last week, just 3 yards per carry.
And Derrick Henry gets stood up.
But Derrick Henry found other ways to impact the game.
Henry, he's going to pass it. Touchdown.
And one subpar outing doesn't change anything. He's still wearing the running back crown, and one of his century mark games was against the Colts.
There he goes. Henry lowering his shoulder.
In the rain, Indy couldn't get a grip on Elijah Mitchell as he got him for 100-plus yards.
There's Mitchell for the touchdown.
Their pass defense, though, benefited from all the slop, held Jimmy Garoppolo to under 7 yards per attempt, a rating of just 60.7, only 181 yards, picking him off twice.
And that's thrown into a bunch of white shirts.
And while the Colts' pass defense got dinged against Baltimore a little while back, they have held teams to under 230 yards passing in 4 of their last 5. So there are some signs of improvement.
To the outside into traffic, and it's going to be picked off.
When they faced Ryan Tannehill in Week 3, there was good and bad. 3 TDs allowed.
There's Westbrook-Akina at the 5. Touchdown.
But they did also pick him off twice.
Throws, it's popped up in the air and picked off.
Last week, Tannehill had a 270-yard game against the Chiefs, TD and a pick, rating over 100.
End zone. Caught.
He's steady back there for them, and that's what they usually need, being their O starts with Henry.
And it hits Julio Jones.
The Colts have averaged 2 sacks a game, which is kind of average,
Running around, and game's going to end on a sack.
but they have not been able to pressure QBs much, not many QB hits either.
Buying time, going deep downfield.
Tennessee's pass protection started the year rough, which has them ranked really low in sacks allowed right now.
Tannehill is crushed.
However, things have gotten better the last few weeks, just 1 sack taken over their last 2 games.
Right up the seam to Pruitt.
This game is big for both teams. Colts can still make a run for the division if they pull out a win. Titans can really separate themselves early if they take it, though. Let us know who you think prevails in the comments section. We'll do the same on the screen. And for the record, Will Smith couldn't get 3 yards per even back when he was skinny and the Prince instead of playing a king. Wow, pulled a king to Prince, Prince to king? That's like a double-double, with cheese, of course.
My name is Coach Schrager, and each week I go through my fabulous five, the top 5 rookie performers, the freshmen in the NFL. And each week we give some love to freshmen in college hoops past. This one, we're going to the University of Oklahoma for the late, great Wayman Tisdale.
Right.
Wayman Tisdale was one of the best freshmen to ever play in college hoops. He also was a jazz saxophone player. And Wayman Tisdale is an Oklahoma Sooner. And I say Oklahoma Sooners because Blake Shelton's going to be on our show today. Blake Shelton is a diehard Oklahoma Sooners fan. Do we have any images of young Blake Shelton?
Hey!
Wow. That is a real picture.
That's so cool.
Stop it right now.
That is a real picture with real hair of our guest who's coming up. Now he's all Hollywood out on The Voice. In a half hour, Blake Shelton's going to join us. He might have to answer some questions. I like it.
It's hot.
It reminds me of early Rodgers, if you don't mind.
Does it?
It does, a little bit. Let's get to the freshman here. Number 5 on my list. Let's go to Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye finally had a huge night, and he did it in a big spot against the San Francisco 49ers. Paye was all over the field in this game, and when this was a defensive struggle in the trenches. So many fumbles, so many plays that were about footing and what you can do, and Kwity Paye was right there next to DeForest Buckner, who was, of course, playing in a revenge game like no other for him, traded away from the 49ers. As I'm watching 99 on Sunday night, 51 is making plays inside and out. I'm like, who is 51? What's he doing? It's Kwity Paye. He was our first-round pick. We loved his story in the draft, an incredible one for perseverance and overcoming adversity, him and his family. Kwity Paye was awesome. He makes the list, number 5. Number 4, Sean O'Hara. This one is for you.
Love it.
Offensive guard Jackson Carman makes the list. Here's the big run. You know about the big run that put things on ice. Samaje Perine, we see you. Did you see the big block?
No.
We're going to shadow big Jackson Carman. Look at this. That is Brandon Williams. That is one of the toughest defensive tackles in the entire NFL.
Driving the car, man.
Look at this again. Watch Carman. This is him blocking, throwing down a veteran player.
The Bengals are tough, man.
Bengals were running up and down the field.
Oh, the point?
He's from Ohio.
Riley Reef is happy, but Jackson Carman pointing. Let's go. Love to see it. One more time. Watch 79. That's Brandon Williams. That's the big baby. He's just throwing all over the field. Awesome. No one does that. Not to Brandon Williams. Big play there, right there in this one. Okay. Get it one more time just so you get it. Right. That's an awesome block.
Clinic.
Right?
Clinic.
Rookie, and he struggled. He struggled quite a bit this season. This was awesome.
Peter, I think Baltimore was kind of ready for the game to be over.
It could be. This one put the game on ice. This was number 40 and 41. The points.
Started as a true freshman at Clemson.
Yes, he did. Number 3 on the list. Let's get to the guy who maybe we should be a little patient. Weeks 1 and 2 was not doing much. Week 7, he's now like the best tight end in football. It was a one-handed catch from Kyle Pitts. Wow. And then in the final drive of this game, that's a tight end, by the way. That's not a wide receiver. In the final drive of this game, Matt Ryan needs to get downfield. It's like, who are you going to go? Ridley's out there. Gage is out there. Pitts had 2 huge catches. This is to get the ball into field goal range where Younghoe Koo, under 2 minutes left to go, would then put the field goal in. This is the big one, though. Drops it in the bucket, has the concentration. And, hey, very quietly, Kyle Pitts has been awesome the last few weeks.
As in criminally underrated?
Criminally underrated. Most receiving yards in a rookie season. Here we go. Ever. 1,076 from Ditka.
Standard.
894 from Shockey. 869 from Keith Jackson. Kyle Pitts is on pace for 1,335.
Ouch. Take that, Iron Mike.
He is more than blowing the competition out of the water for the best receiving yard season ever from a rookie.
Peter, it's time.
And we're talking on our show like, has Kyle Pitts stepped up? Like, where's Kyle Pitts? He's having an awesome season. He's coming. He's only getting better. He's only getting better. I know you drafted him early in fantasy. Trust me, he's doing great. He's having one of the best rookie seasons from a tight end ever. And on National Tight Ends Day, Kittle, Kelsey, Waller, all these guys, we were looking for him. Kyle Pitts is the best one.
Hey.
Okay? He showed up on National Tight Ends Day. The rest of you guys, got to get you on the field.
Let's go.
Number 2 on this list. I'm going back to a guy who's on this list every week. I'm sorry. Mac Jones was awesome again. Wow. Mac Jones continues to make this list. And I know you're saying it was against the Jets, and he didn't do it. He did it. He did it. Mac Jones was great.
That's the angry run?
It was.
That was the angry run. Hold my hand and throw your hand down. Jones operating at quarterback in a 54-13 win against the division rivals. Where other quarterbacks are struggling to find their footing, Mac is now getting more and more comfortable. And what I like the most about this, and I reached out to Matthew Hamilton, our producer, I said, do we have the image at the end of the game with Mac and Bill? We've seen some scolding, we've seen some of this. Hey, well done, young man.
Yeah.
How about an attaboy once in a while?
Give me some skin.
That is cool, because we've seen a lot of this gruffing and, hey, you got to go and shake the hand, do what you got to do. Belichick, smiling Mac
I didn't see
Jones.
that.
It's
Cool.
good to see this. This might be what we're seeing behind the scenes over there in New England when Damian Harris comes on and is like, Bill cares and loves about us. We know that. Maybe you do on it.
Bill loves beating those Jets, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He really does.
They're up 51 points. He's throwing the ball away.
Yep.
Hey, Bill, we get it. Number one on the list. Number one on the list, the Fabulous Five. The guy who has probably been number one on the list 4 different times.
Here we go.
On the list every week. Jamar Chase was awesome again. I don't know what to say. This play right here, it was our Hall of Fame image. The spin that he had later in the game. Jamar Chase is giving problems to guys like Marlon Humphrey. And that's not anything against Marlon Humphrey. He's not the only one. Jamar Chase has been awesome, and he's doing it against star cornerbacks and elite defenses. And he's kind of been symbolic of the Bengals this season. This play here, thought there was some poetic justice to this. This is the Bengals right here running away from the Ravens and running away from the ghosts of losing all those times. You know, they were 0-5 their last 5 times against Baltimore, and Baltimore had been averaging 250 rushing yards per game. They came in there and beat their butts.
Wow.
You want to talk about breaking records? This guy right here, he's on pace to have the best rookie season since 1970 at the receiver position. And think about all the talented receivers. And these are the list of the guys who have done it like at a high level. But Andre Johnson, Larry Fitz, you go all the way right down to the recent guys and how much success these young receivers are having in the league. Justin Jefferson was awesome last year.
Yeah.
He's on pace to do even more. This guy right here has been so special, so good, and such a pleasure to watch. 2 Bengals on the Fab 5 list, their first and their second round picks. Guys, what do you think?
Number 3, I'm so excited to see him up there. I'm so excited to see Kyle Pitts. We expected this to every game right out the gates. I still think he spent the first month of the season wearing a Cordell Patterson costume, and that's where now he's just being himself. Pitts is awesome, Peter, and I hope he never leaves.
He's been so good the last 2 weeks, A, against the Jets and B, against the Dolphins. They have a huge one this week, and they got to keep it going. They play Carolina. If they can win, I think Kyle Pitts is going to be a major reason why.
Did you think or consider Khalil Herbert?
Oh, yeah.
100
When you put up-
yards, but the Bears got stumped.
When you put up 100 yards, I love it. But this is what we had with Najee Harris early in the season.
Yeah.
When you lose, it's tough for me to be like, you had an awesome day.
Totally get it.
All these guys, winners. I like the winners. I like the winners.
Shregs, I love that you got an O-lineman on there, but let's just talk about Jamar Chase and the Bengals. Back-to-back years, draft picks, they got it right. I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, you got to be ecstatic that 2 years in a row, Joey Burrow got it right. Jamar Chase got it right after all the years with Akili Smiths and Peter Warks. I mean, it's phenomenal what's happening down there in the Natty, and Jamar Chase is absolutely delivering.
It's cool because they've got this great mix of youth with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Then they've got all these veterans, Trey Hendrickson, Adubio Ozier, those guys who were maybe not the highest free agent perspectives. So those guys are all working, and I love
Shout out their front office.
Yeah, shout it out. Duke Tobin, Lindsey Blackburn, all them up there.
Peter, were you Team Sewell or Team Chase back in the
I was
draft?
Team Chase.
Were you?
I was Team Chase, and in my mock drafts had Chase. But I was also, I think that CeeDee Lamb should be a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
I think when you have a guy like this, it changes a team. It changes an offense. I believe a wide receiver of that caliber, it's worth it.
I was Team Sewell. I was wrong. Jamar Chase just named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Again.
As well.
Let's go.
Crushing it for those Bengals.